What is up, guys? Today you guys get more of the first person view kind of vlog style video. Ever since I tried to see whether or not a 25 caliber pellet would go through a deck of playing cards at 15 yards, I've had this deck of playing cards just hanging out in my ammo box, just laughing at me for a while now. So I decided, you know, I'm gonna practice shooting playing cards and see if I can develop a skill with that, and then maybe show other people how to do it as well. So here's what I've come up with. Disclaimer, by no means am I any sort of professional anything with accuracy, marksmanship, or firearms. I just shoot for fun and happen to have been able to shoot a playing card. This is how I got there, guys.
Shout out to Birchwood Casey Shooting Seeds here. The only target that I mess with is the only target that I can consistently spot my shots on, considering the fact that I need glasses about as thick as the bottom of a Coke bottle. Having said that, thumbs up Birchwood Casey.
Take a quick second here real quick and show you the downrange setup that we have. We have two CG03 4K cameras right now rolling. One of them is rolling in 120 frames per second slow motion. The other one is rolling in 4K. And they are pointed at the same playing card, which is right here. Got the 7 of clubs up on the chopping block today with high-speed camera, 120 frames per second. And we have our 4K camera over there on the range target as well. It's just a real basic setup, guys. It's just like a, you know, 1-inch piece of pine that was scrapped from the backstop pieces that I use here, and I split another piece and just put them machined edge to machined edge, and it was a perfect holder for these playing cards. The big trick is trying to get this axis lined up with the axis on which you're shooting. Otherwise, if it's off, you'll just kind of pass through it instead of cutting it in half like we're trying to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and add this segment to all of my 25 caliber pellet testing that I do with the Marauder. I feel like this is a repeatable skill. So as a control group, we're going to go ahead and use the JSB Kings, which are known to be very accurate, and we'll start by cutting a card with those, and then I'll go back and take the pellets I reviewed last week, the H&N Grizzlies, and see if we can cut a card with that. And then from here on out, in each review, we'll do a segment, will it cut a card?
Finally looking through the scope, see that this guy's a little bit off kilter.
Alright guys, this is the camera that we're going to have back at the shooting post. As you can kind of see by this little red cap over here on the end of my rifle, that is going to be the barrel of a 25 cal Marauder we'll be shooting today. This is our nice loaded, freshly loaded mag of JSB Kings. Let's see if we can cut this playing card in the first magazine.
Just to the left.
Alright guys, let's see what happened.
So it looks like we didn't quite cut it in half, but we passed through some of it.
Alright, I think I got it that time. I really think I got it. Oh yeah, we ripped the points.
Alright, I think I got it, guys. I really think I got it. Right there. Nice looking. Okay. Now let's get some repeatability. How often can we do this? What's going to be our hit to miss ratio on this, guys? If you have a guess about how often, percentage-wise, I can hit a card at 15 yards, go ahead and throw it down in the comments. Got that jack of clubs up this time, fellas.
I feel like I hit it again that time, just center punched her. It's another hit, fellas. Alright guys, even for someone who practices card shooting, that actually went a lot better than I expected. You're probably asking yourself, how in the world did that guy sit down with an air rifle at 15 plus yards and proceed to shoot playing cards 7 out of 8 times? Even though they weren't cleanly cut each time, I feel like a hit on a playing card at that distance with that small of a target as far as a margin of error is concerned is still pretty good. And I feel like the times we were able to cut them in half, it wasn't a fluke-based event. It was definitely a solid, centrally based hit that cleanly cut the card. So in this case, I feel like all the hits were good. 7 out of 8 is roughly what, 87.5%, something like that. From an outside perspective, it might look incredible, but there really is a method to this. Let's take a walk down range and I'll show you what my method is. Cool little camera setup, cool little playing card setup, safe backstop. Also, just to note, everything below that spot of fence boards right here is actually below grade in my neighbor's yard. So even if for any reason I were to miss this, this would hit pressure treated wood followed closely by earth behind it. So we are the safest that we could possibly be in a backyard environment. From an initial perspective, trying to cut this card in half looks to be a very difficult task, but it's actually really simple, and almost anyone can do it with enough practice and time at the range. Elevation-wise, you have a huge margin that you could miss within and still hit. So you actually only have to worry about one direction of adjustment, which is your windage, left and right. That's all you have to worry about. Also, given the fact that the projectile is .25 caliber, that's a 1/4 inch of pellet. A 1/4 inch of cards is probably 15 cards stacked on top of each other. So in addition to having an almost limitless amount of area up and down that I could hit on and still consider it a hit, I've got a 1/4 inch of frontal area to try and take out this tiny little target. It's really not that difficult when you break it down into these terms. There's no special aiming, no special hold. Wherever you expect that card to be is where you should shoot at. You're not going to be able to see this leading edge very well if it's truly straight to you, so you'll have to kind of figure out by like, alright, where is the track that's holding the card, what are my previous shots behind me on my fresh target for reference, kind of, you know, dictate to me what am I getting from the world around me informationally that's going to help me hit this target. Alright guys, let's go ahead and set these cameras back up and take this 2 of diamonds out. It's all about trigger control, folks.
You will impress a lot of people if you learn how to do this. And it's honestly not that difficult if you have the fundamentals of shooting down. Alright guys, let's up the stakes a little bit in that true Maccabee speed fashion. We're going to go ahead and cut a highly desirable hand here. We got the ace and the king, guys. Alright guys, well the high speed will be the answer as far as where our card went, but you can see pretty clearly. Not bad. Usually it's easy as 1, 2, 3, hopefully today it's going to be easy as 2, 3, 4. Let's check it out, guys.
Did we get it?
Two, three, where's the 4? Where's the 3? Oh! My card is dead! Look at that! We did get the 4. And there's the other piece of the king too, interesting.
Alright guys, if you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, make sure you drop a like, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you really like this video, share it so that somebody else can see it as well. Go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button with the bell so that you can stay current on all of our giveaways, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.